Well, you know what I think? We oughta fly into a wormhole
I should probably see myself flying past, but I don't recognize myself.
And I need to
and my daughter's name's gonna be Murph.
I gotta communicate with my daughter through a bookshelf with gravity.
And the thing is, I've always imagined when I've had my fair share of psychedelics there, Chris, I've always imagined the other dimension to kind of feel like guitar strings.
Guitar strings. Like you can manipulate a watch by
Just
plucking. Plucking a guitar string or a harp.
An A chord.
I think that could be really great musically. What do you think, Hans?
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, that's satisfying. Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast.
Hi.
We're here again.
I'll keep going to
White guys in a room doing a podcast.
Is there really no sound in space? Is it because there's no pressure?
Yeah, but there's lasers. Pew 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 pew.
If you see like the Death Star explosion, it'd be like. Now there might be a sound if you're on a planet.
Oh, I don't even know. No idea. Where does the sound waves go?
I've never gotten to the top 3.
You gotta start picking better, man.
I pick good. You just don't like them.
You pick
I
two?
pick good. I pick them. I pick good. Look, Daddy.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wing.
That's right, dear.
Dude, I can't take it.
Welcome back, all you wacky, wonderful Wiseworks podcasts. All you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. I messed that up.
Go, start over.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast. All you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs, we appreciate you tuning in for this week's show.
Hey, you guys are the best. Truly. What?
I'm just laughing at Josh.
Yeah. Literally a second before we went, I'll open us up. And Josh was like, nope. Welcome back to all. You said, welcome back, all you Wiseworks podcasts. You're ridiculous today, Joshua.
I'm not here today.
Yeah, so just before we get into the episode, Josh is a little bit foggy in the head this morning. A little bit of headache, just a little under.
Oh, and also, we might have a different vibe. We don't usually record in the mornings.
No.
It's a Saturday morning.
It is a Saturday morning.
The reason for that is because when we're supposed to be recording this episode, I will be in California, most likely.
Mm-hmm.
So we're
What are
just
you going to do
banking
in
an episode.
California?
I'm going to be recording for work,
Very nice.
a couple different stories, video things.
You going? What California? That's very broad.
It's like the surrounding areas, just slightly east of San Francisco.
Okay.
So no big city, just
no
small
homeless
areas.
poops.
No homeless.
I don't think I'm going to the inner city at all. So yeah, it should be the chill part of California, not the inner city crazies.
Good.
Mm-hmm. So that's where I'll be. And we got a pretty cool episode. But there's been a few things that's come out lately that feels like it's changing a narrative and a story that we all love, that we all enjoy, and that we've had a lot of frustrations around.
Yeah.
However, we're going to get to that. First thing before we start, any big life updates from you fellas? Is that a no?
I feel like this was what I said last week.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same thing.
Just the
I'm
same
still,
old.
You know, working, writing, drawing.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
Do you guys want to disclose any cool things you're working on about with the shorts or the animations? What are you thinking about these days?
I'm working on like head assets. Head assets, like face for the animations that we want to do.
Yeah, we're testing
are we
the
talking
waters.
about that here? Are we
I was
talking
just
about,
saying,
I thought it
let's-
was a Patreon exclusive.
I didn't think
animations?
it would be,
No. It'll be released here, but I'm saying I thought we weren't going
we're
to tell
gonna
people
talk about
till.
Oh, yeah.
but this will be out in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it'll
so
be out.
at this point, we've probably made some serious progress by the time people are seeing this. You know what I'm saying?
You're making promises on my behalf, apparently.
Yeah, you know.
We'll make some progress.
Of course. But the cool thing is testing creativity, testing enjoyment, testing fun things to work on.
Yeah. We'll be testing, see how we can kind of streamline the content, you know. But until then, you know, Josh is working on shorts and Instagram reels. How's that coming?
Nah. I feel like I'm not getting a lot up right now. I'm averaging about 2 to 3 a week.
That's not bad.
Yeah, that's pretty good content. 2 or 3. How many are what's 2. Your goal for you're setting for yourself?
3.
So then you're almost
2's
there.
not making it.
2's not making it. So just push out one more.
Well, if you're putting something up, that's good.
Yeah. I am putting stuff up with the reels. That's fun. Sometimes they get views, sometimes they don't. The reels and like short form content, if it be YouTube shorts, they kind of are hit or miss. They could be really good or they could not be.
And so this is an interesting idea, is the fact that I've been reading a lot and seeing other people talking about how Instagram, TikTok, they are, and Facebook, I mean, it's the same company as Instagram, but super inconsistent as far as the algorithm. There's no way to really figure out how to hit it.
Yeah, the most consistent way I've seen is throw out a lot of hashtags and hope that one lands. Hope that one of them is getting recommended a bunch.
The question is, are people even, because maybe the algorithm sees a hashtag and recommends it. But people aren't really searching hashtags.
No, they're not. But if that hashtag is for some reason being recommended, they're going to recommend your video if it has the hashtag.
Yeah.
So throw out a bunch of hashtags.
You had a serious hit.
Yeah, you will.
For our content, it
so
kind of
I
is
did some
considered
Spider-Man
viral
stuff.
Yeah.
Like Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, hashtag stuff. And then I came back with a Dune clip. Dune Part 2, Timothy Chalamet, Dune, all this kind of stuff. It got 78 views as of right now.
And it's right next to one that has 3,000, and that one's pretty close to one that has 10,000.
Yeah.
So it's super inconsistent.
Yeah, it's weird.
The algorithm on these social medias are not well established.
Yeah.
The only well established one that you can pretty much figure out how it works and what the motivation is YouTube.
Also, putting them out on like a weekday. It doesn't like for me. The couple I put out on a weekday
just doesn't hit.
It doesn't hit as hard as the ones that come out on weekends.
Because people are like, I'm gonna stay up late because I don't have to go to work. So then you end up staying up till 12 scrolling through Instagram.
Have you had any luck with weekday content, or have you not seen any difference?
I want to say the 10,000 viewed one was a weekday.
It's a weekday.
I could be wrong.
Was it a snow day?
I'll play around with it more. I haven't done it enough to like know what works. I'm still playing with it, so we'll see going forward.
Yeah, I'm curious. The thing is, we're trying to figure out a few things lately, not only with Instagram, TikTok, but we've been putting up like the shorts, not the shorts, like the clips that go on the studio channel from the podcast. I've been just uploading those to Facebook and just dropping them off there. You know. Just to like the same thing that goes on the studio channel. Yeah. And those haven't really hit either, even though they're not YouTube links, they are videos that I uploaded to Facebook.
Yeah.
And then we're also dealing with Spotify, which doesn't really have an algorithm yet.
Yeah.
And then we're also putting stuff on Rumble, which is like marketed on the fact that it doesn't have an algorithm. You know?
No algorithm, no recommendations. Just look for stuff.
Just look for stuff. Follow the people you want to follow.
Yeah.
Don't discover anybody. You know? So I think we've had like 6 hits on Rumble. Views.
Sick.
No likes. I think they call a like a rumble.
I'm going to rumble that video right quick. That sounds weird.
Let me rumble on this video.
Yeah.
But I mean, the good thing is anywhere you want to listen or watch, we have it. If you want to watch, you can watch on Rumble or Spotify or YouTube. If you want to listen, you could go to any of the audio platforms, including like Spotify, because you can listen or watch on Spotify. That's what I think is cool about Spotify is you can just hit the off button and you don't have to watch. You can just listen. That's what's cool. I believe in Spotify. Real quick before we hit the first thing.
Okay.
I know at this point it's been a few weeks out. There's just a lot of words about Spotify lately. in the news.
Oh, Joe Rogan.
It's Joe Rogan started it, yeah. But now everyone's demonizing and trying to cancel Spotify because they're basically saying Joe Rogan has a right to his opinion on his channel on our platform, the same as
it's
anybody
kind of
else.
funny that when you invest $100 million into something, they get to have their opinion. If they don't invest $100 million, yay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, I like Joe Rogan, but
I think that's part of it, but I think it, because of that, Spotify can stand up and say, well, yeah, he's making money on here and we're making money on here. He's allowed to have his opinion.
Also, it seems like in today's culture, it's never an option to just say, don't watch or don't listen. If you don't like a show, don't listen. It's not Joe Rogan's fault that, or even Spotify's fault that so many people want to listen to his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would agree with you.
What
but
is
if I see a good slice of pizza,
Okay.
am I going to eat that slice of pizza?
Yeah, probably.
Of course I'm going to eat that slice of pizza.
Are you saying Joe Rogan's a slice of pizza and so he's making everybody fat?
What if that wait, hold on. Let me say, what if that slice of pizza?
No, I agree with you.
What if that slice of pizza is sitting on a pizza box with Hitler on it?
The box has
Adolf Hitler on it. Are you gonna eat that pizza?
Wait, like a picture of Adolf?
Yeah,
Or a
it's like
swastika?
it's Adolf Hitler pizza.
Oh, like it's his favorite selection for pizza.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's like
yeah.
they're marketing
what's
based on like saying,
Okay.
this is
like
Hitler's
Adolf
pizza.
Hitler pizza.
What is Hitler like on
Kind
his
of like
pizza?
they said, like
No, it's just
these
a
are
picture of
these are-
Adolf is the box, but the pizza, which is a normal looking pizza, is sitting on top of it. Are you gonna eat that?
I would eat it.
If it's yeah.
We're talking about pizza here.
Yeah.
The pizza has not been defiled by a picture of Adolf.
Okay, does Adolf is when I buy the pizza?
Maybe, okay,
Does
let's
it
start-
fund Adolf Hitler?
No, shush.
Right.
This is going on YouTube, so we don't want to get flagged because we just said the name a whole bunch. So from here on out, if we're going to continue talking about Mr. A, refer to him as Mr. A, please.
Mr. A.
All right, because YouTube like looks for certain words in
Okay,
videos.
Right, you're right. Yeah, no.
Does it fund Mr. A if I bought the pizza?
No, I was
Okay,
just
then.
bring it up.
I'm
But
devouring that slice.
The website thing going on right now is really weird.
Yeah.
Spotify is standing up and saying Joe Rogan can say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
As
But
well
then-
as any other person that
but
wants to
then-
say what they want on the
But
platform.
then
But I'm not
GoFundMe.
allowed to say Mr. A.
Well, this is for YouTube, not Spotify.
But then and which and then GoFundMe is saying no, like you can't raise $9 million for the truckers protesting in Canada.
Mhm.
So it's really weird, platforms are dictating
Yeah.
what people are and aren't allowed to do,
yeah.
and you don't know which way they're going to swing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are. I know as creators, we're putting our stuff on their platform. So
We're
we
putting our
think-
stuff on most platforms.
Yeah,
right
but
now.
like we think as creators, oh, it's our content.
Mhm.
But yes, it is our content we're creating, putting it on Spotify. But to be honest, Spotify is a company, and they do get the final say. It's their company.
Yeah, they're providing.
They can do whatever they want.
They're providing a service to us so that we can put out our content. But I mean, honestly, the ultimate goal is to be able to put out our own content without needing.
That's
YouTube
true.
and without needing Spotify.
That's true. I would love to be. I love the concept of being in the marketplace of ideas. So, people like Joe Rogan, because he has the biggest audience, they're going to follow him where he goes. For people like us, we put ourselves everywhere. And the good thing about that is if we are problematic on one thing, well, we're like, well, we have video version on Spotify as well. And the good thing about Spotify is the more and more people talk about it, the more and more it grows. And as they're adding video and as they've allowed us to add video, it's becoming a contender with YouTube. Not in the same way. It's a different style of content, but it is ultimately becoming a video platform contender for entertainment education like YouTube is. So that's why I like the podcast being everywhere, because it's like saying, well, if you can't catch us one, you can catch us anywhere,
Well, I have a serious question.
Go ahead.
What about the atomic bomb?
Well, no, but along those lines, we're okay with the Red Baron pizza.
I'm any pizza. is pretty good pizza.
We're okay with the Red Baron pizza.
Even
Now,
bad
look,
pizza is good pizza.
Lots of confirmed kills,
Lots of
right? An amazing pilot.
yeah.
Mad respect. But
Yeah.
the Red Baron?
I think
It depends. Are we talking about original crust, thin crust, or thick crust? Because Red
also
Baron's
he's pulling off a mustache in that artwork that no one else can really pull off. I mean, the thing is, eventually it's going to be canceled. They canceled literally. They canceled Aunt Jemima.
Yeah.
Which is like, what's wrong with Aunt Jemima syrup? That was a beautiful thing. They canceled Uncle Ben's rice.
Dang.
They're like, okay, so what you're saying is black people are not allowed to promote food?
Yeah. but the Red Baron. I saw a funny video that was like, all right, guys, we got a great idea for a pizza. It's made here in America. It could be sold in any store. Do we have any names? And people are like, yeah, like Tony's Pizza, and somebody else. And then this guy steps out from behind a corner and he's like, the Red Baron. And they're like, yes.
Look, I don't know what's going
give
on.
that guy a raise.
Yeah. The Red Baron.
When it comes to issues, the good thing about us is we're not really building anything on controversy. We're building on something that everyone can get behind. We're not going to be like H3 and just flip-flop.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like, Glenn Beck or Steven Crowder and stay in one lane and be very specific. We're just trying to look for other movie lovers that like to talk about things.
I like good stories, and I want to hear other people talk about good stories.
And so ultimately, with the podcast, we're everywhere. We're happy. And I'm fully on the side of Spotify, not just Joe Rogan, but Spotify, who seems to be getting a bigger hit than even Joe Rogan because people are hating on them because they're not taking him off.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to be a dictatorship company. And so people are pissed at them. And I'm like, heck no. Spotify, you're awesome. You've given us video podcasts. We love you. I will always be on your side until you become evil.
Toxic. Well, speaking of movies and stories and books,
The Atomic Bomb.
let's jump into the Book of Boba Fett.
Absolutely.
No.
Oh, no. We're talking about something else.
The Atomic Bomb first.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Are we doing Atomic Bomb first?
What we're talking about?
You didn't tell me in which order this was.
I'm sorry. No. Like the thing
I
we're
was like,
talking about.
we're opening up with Boba Fett.
No.
Well, spoiler alert, I guess for later.
Yeah,
Later
we're going to talk about
Boba
Stick
Fett
around.
at length.
But just to open, I'm sorry, what?
No, you're good.
I wanted to
You are
do as a
good.
quick opener just because it's something we can talk about. It's something that's interesting and look forward to. So if you are unaware, Christopher Nolan, his most recent film that's going to be coming out, the tentative set date is July of 2023. It is a new film called Oppenheimer. It is apparently a biopic done in Christopher Nolan fashion.
How old is Killian? Just guess. You
Once
don't have to
again,
know the exact
Joshua-
answer. I know you don't know probably the exact answer. But how old do you think? Killian?
I think he's in his 40s, late 40s.
That's an easy, I would say 40s as well.
But he's still out here. He's still doing.
You want to talk about what he's out here with? Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders.
Peaky Blinders is so cool, but it's going to be starring Cillian Murphy, and there's a group of people that are really interesting. The cool thing about this, Oppenheimer is one of the scientists that figured out how to create the atomic bomb, splitting the atom and whatnot. And so this is a biopic about that individual. And you actually had an interesting thing earlier about his quote.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, and it's part of it is here.
Oh, it is?
He says, "I am become death, the destroyer of worlds." When he saw what his bomb wrought,
This, without seeing a trailer or anything, I have no problem with Cillian Murphy. I like him as an actor. He's a great actor. But this feels like a Benedict Cumberbatch movie. You don't think so?
No. Like, first off, check out this. That's great casting.
go back. I wanted to. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, you can. Real quick, let's look at the stars on this side and it looks like it could be sunrise, but let's be honest, that's an atomic blast.
Yeah.
And look at the smoke coming off his cigarette.
Yeah, it's literally
a mushroom
bomb.
cloud.
It's a mushroom cloud like a bomb. I didn't see that. That's incredible.
Yeah, these are some really good details
those are great details. Like it even has the ring in the center, like a mushroom cloud has. Wow.
See that on screen?
I don't think they can, but
well, you guys can look up this
picture. You just Google Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. Yeah, that's really cool. This is well thought through. But like I was saying though, in my opinion, Cillian Murphy might be the best casted for this.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do this film. It's probably going to be a good film, but hear me out. We take one continuous shot through the whole movie. It's just him following this character around, and there's no cuts. It's just kind of like a Spielberg oneer.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
Well, like 1917?
Yeah.
Exactly like 1970.
I don't know. The thing is, those are like interesting concepts because they're visually pleasing. But the problem with those kind of films is they are short limited. Like they're time limited. You know what I mean? So the film pretty much dictates, if you're never going to have a cut and it's linear, the film dictates this is taking place maybe at the most over like a 2-day period or a 24-hour period. Yeah. And it's kind of constrained to that. So no, I would say this would not be a good option for that kind of.
Yeah.
Their eyes are very similar.
Oh, so similar. And it's even the face shape. I mean, it's not perfect, and the hairline's not perfect, but gosh dang it, I don't know anyone else in Hollywood that matches as closely.
Yeah.
That's going to be beautiful. And, you know, the brilliance of Cillian, he's going to really embody this character very well. And then I wanted to pull this up just because it's got an actually good group of cast. You got Robert Downey Jr., Matt Damon.
Remy.
Florence, she was in...
Oh, Matt Damon.
She was in The Black Widow, and she was... what else? She's been in a handful of things. She was in the Little Woman movie with Emma Watson, but she's coming up. She's really popping off on a lot of stuff lately. Emily Blunt.
Robert Downey.
Yeah, Matt Damon. I'm telling you, there's... And Remy Malik. He's... I mean, this is a good group of people. I don't really know who Benny is. Have you seen him around?
I think I have seen him. He kind of looks like...
playing Edward Teller.
Interesting. Looks like a good cast to me.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's a great cast. And I think, and down here, it looks like this, so the cinematographer, Hoyt Van and Hoytema.
Hoyt van Hoytema.
Yeah, he's the DP.
No, I think it's pronounced Guillermo.
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 Look, there's the cool thing about this DP. He's actually done work on Interstellar and Tenet most recently. So he's worked on a handful of things with Christopher Nolan. And then there's also controversy I hear about this film in general with Christopher Nolan.
Oh, yes. You were telling us about that.
I was telling you about this. So pretty much this is through Universal, not through Warner Brothers, which all of Christopher Nolan's films have been through Warner Brothers since Memento, which was a long time ago. And I think the reason, which many people are speculating, is because Warner Brothers, he basically said, I want Tenet to come out in theaters. And it has to come out in theaters. You can't put it on a streaming platform. And they said, nope, we're putting it on HBO Max because of COVID-19. And I think Christopher Nolan's like, all right, then I'm out.
It's what Denis Villeneuve said about Dune, is I want it to come out in theaters. I don't want you guys to just throw it up on HBO Max. Yeah. Because, you know, I don't know if we'll be able to get the money for the next one.
Absolutely.
And you're seeing this trend... We did, but we weren't. Nobody was sure, and you're seeing this trend among, you know, the streaming industry right now with, you know, even Disney Plus and, you know, Scarlett Johansson, and being like, you know, I was supposed to get money that you guys promised from it coming out in theaters, but you put it on Disney Plus.
And I'm not sure how they do the release on HBO Max or like. Amazon or anything like that, because I'm assuming, this is just me assuming, there's like one payment that HBO makes to that company to have their they're filmed for like a month. It's probably a one-time payment.
Yeah, it's or like 2 months. It's a contract that you make a payment based on what the contract is. If they want to renew the contract with another payment, they cross that bridge when they get to it. But yeah, it's going to be one-time payment contract thing. And the problem with HBO Max, which I'm starting to see, is HBO has their HBO originals. Couple real big hitters right now. You got Euphoria, Gemstones. You have House of the Dragon coming out. There's heavy hitters on HBO that are originals. But then you have Netflix, you have Amazon Prime, and you got Disney Plus. They're all doing originals based for the platform. HBO's still main selling point are these big Hollywood blockbusters that they are purchasing to put on through Warner Brothers to put on their platform. And a lot of creators are not happy with it. A lot of Hollywood directors and producers, because they are getting a hit financially because of that. Not having as big of a theater payday.
I know Matt Damon, when he went on Hot Ones, he talked about this specifically, about putting stuff on a streaming service rather than it going straight to the theater, and how it's taking a hit with money.
Well, the thing is that like Netflix abandoned ship on that idea years ago when they basically started putting out Adam Sandler movies and House of Cards, and they're like, we just have to make originals and build our library and make the expectation for everything we create for the platform
to be from us. Because people are like, all right, where's the big Spider-Man movie? When's it going to be on Netflix?
Like, it's not going to be on
Netflix.
Netflix
Is like, no, it's not going to be here. We have our own movies.
Yeah, we got Stranger Things.
I will say, though, like looking back this past year, HBO Max has been our bread and butter.
They've been putting a lot of stuff out
on HBO Max that we can react to and do. Even honest. The Dune. When me and you watched Dune and then went right into a reaction video for it.
But at the stress level of the people making the films.
The people making it, yeah.
And that's what Christopher Nolan is saying.
But also we're seeing issues with Warner Brothers for the past couple years. We've been seeing them just take the director's ideas and say, no, well, you're going to put out this version of the movie. We've seen it with Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
He's saying, here's what I want for my movie. And them saying, no, here we go. We're going to change it. We're going to cut all the things, that you like.
Yeah.
And put it out our way.
Which is trashy.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Zack Snyder is one of the top tier directors in Hollywood, in my opinion. But this is somebody's spending years on this project. They're spending money and time on this project.
And in the middle of that, they really threw him under the bus, because isn't that when his daughter, he was having family issues. That's why he had to leave the project. And then they put his movie out and messed it up.
Yeah.
So not only is he dealing with the heartache of family troubles, but now he's also having to deal with the thing he put so much time and investment during a hard part of his life, where it's completely thrown.
Yeah, they're like, actually, they're like, well, Schneider was working on the movie, but now it's being directed by, who was it? Joss Whedon?
No one we care about.
I think it was Joss Whedon.
And not after that movie. Know.
And it was like, we're putting the movie out, and everybody was like, well, Zack Snyder had a specific way he wanted it done, and we want to see that. So
all in all, I think I'm really excited. Apparently, this is Christopher Nolan's lowest budget since The Prestige in 2006.
Okay.
So it's $100 million, but he has not worked on a budget this low since 2006.
Yeah.
But Prestige was a great movie, I would say.
Oh, it was. The thing is, Christopher Nolan, he doesn't really make bad movies.
No.
He just makes movies that you either love or you're like, you enjoy.
Yeah.
He doesn't make movies that's like trash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, this one was terrible.
Yeah, no, I don't think Christopher Nolan's ever made a movie that the public just deems trash, like we see so many times in Hollywood.
Because at the very least, you can be like, well, there were some really interesting and well thought out concepts in this movie that are worth going back and watching again.
Yeah, and over again usually.
Somebody puts out something like Reminiscence, and it's like,
yeah, but
I don't ever want to watch that.
So
again.
check this out though.
What are we checking
You have
out?
recently been on a, what do you call it? Like a reemergence or reinterest? What is that? It's just like you found a new, a new spark interest for Interstellar.
Yeah.
You have personally.
Oh yeah.
And tell us a little bit about why you found a new interest in that.
I always, I think from the first time I watched Interstellar,
Timothy Chalamet.
I really
He's not
appreciated
the selling point of the film.
I really appreciated the music, as the music was really good. And then I watched, you get to the end and you're like, okay, that was a little confusing how that all worked. But then, I was scrolling on YouTube and I was recommended a video about, the making of the music. And I was like, okay, this is Hans Zimmer. He's always on top of it. So let's see how they did this. And it was just this big organ in a church with a lot of the music and playing the music in a cathedral, so that we got a specific sound. And I went back and watched the movie, and it was.
I feel
so
like
good.
Interstellar is a great movie. I love the scene where he's like watching his daughter grow up, and he's sitting there like crying because his daughter's growing up. But I feel like it's probably like Nolan, Hans Zimmer, and then I just lost his name. All right.
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey sat around the table and they're like, they lit a joint. And they're like, okay, hear me out. Then they pass it along.
Yeah, just talking through the scene.
Yeah, they're like,
McConaughey's like, well, you know what I think? We oughta fly into a wormhole, and
I should probably see myself flying past, but I don't recognize myself.
and I need to.
and my daughter's name's gonna be Murph.
I gotta communicate with my daughter through a bookshelf with gravity.
And the thing is, I've always imagined when I've had my fair share of psychedelics there, Chris, I've always imagined the other dimension to kind of feel like guitar strings.
Guitar string. Like you can manipulate a watch by
Just
pretending plucking like a guitar string or a harp.
An A chord.
I think that could be really great musically. What do you think, Hans?
Oh yeah.
You'd be like, it's satisfying.
That sounds Matthew. I have never worked on something of this detailed description before. It's really inspiring me to get in the studio, start messing around with the guitar.
And then he's like, I've been thinking about writing a book named Green Light. What do you think about that?
All right. All right.
He takes a hit. He's like, off subject. What do you guys think about the book titled Green Light? It's satisfying.
It's satisfying.
Intriguing.
Man.
Look, I'm excited to see Oppenheimer. I'm excited to see Christopher Nolan's next piece of work, something he's diving into a little differently. New people are working with him, and some of the people we love, their work that he's worked with in the past.
And I'm glad he's getting away from Warner Brothers.
Yeah. Get out of under the man, Chris.
Well, I'm glad
They've never done him wrong.
No.
No, they did do him wrong. That's why he's not working with them.
Yeah. Well,
My opinion, I don't think they did him wrong. From by his perspective,
But
yes.
you're an audience who wants his stuff for free.
for the most part.
No, I pay for his stuff.
Yeah,
By
you
paying for
pay
HBO
HBO.
Max.
For the most part,
By paying
I
HBO
think
Max,
he's done
yeah.
well with Warner Brothers. But though, from what we've seen with Warner Brothers' behavior in the past few years, I think it's smart of him to sort of move away from them and test the waters a little bit.
Yeah, because his movies are the selling point is him and his storytelling. It's not really Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers are not the selling point of his movie.
Nobody goes, wow, can you guys wait for that new Warner Brothers movie? Oppenheimer? Can you guys, that's going to be sick. Can you guys wait for that new Warner Brothers film? No, everybody says a Christopher Nolan film.
Yeah.
It's going to be a Christopher Nolan movie.
Or the next name you're going to think is Cillian Murphy.
That Cillian Murphy
That
movie?
new Cillian Murphy movie that was directed by Chris Nolan.
Yeah, can't wait to see that new.
I wonder who funded that film. Don't know.
Don't know.
Don't care.
Don't know.
Don't care.
Well, I think it'll be. We'll look forward to it.
Absolutely.
July 2023.
2023?
2023.
Yeah, 2023, July, probably the 21st. 2 days after my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
If they change it, they change it. But that's what it's tentative right now.
So, what do you guys think about the Book of Boba?
Tentative? Yeah. Now
What do we think about the Book of Boba?
What are you guys thinking about the Book of Mandalorian?
The book, you mean the book of Luke and Grogu?
You're skipping something.
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, I'm here to tell you guys about the Patreon. We got a Patreon going. We got a bunch of tiers that you guys can look at. On our Patreon, you guys can go and you can get some of our exclusive content. You can see all the podcasts and Wacky Wonderful Show episodes a week early. So definitely head over there, find a tier that fits, what you want to watch, and enjoy. I'll let you get back to the podcast. Oh, yeah, dang. We are. Here we go again.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this. But if you want to support us on a new level, you can support us on Patreon. This week, our shout out is Karina. Thank you for supporting us on Patreon. If you are interested in having your name at the end of the credits as a WiseWorks content supporter and pretty much funder of the company, you can go to Patreon, sign up for the $25 a month tier, and you will get your name at the end of the credits for all of our long form content. Mm-hmm. Thank you so much for supporting us, Karina. We love you. Now let's get into the Book of Boba Fett.
Finally,
the Book of Mandalorian.
The Book of Mandalorian. And all right, so first off, we need to start at the beginning because we haven't talked about it much here on the podcast. What do you think about the start of the show? We saw season 2 and season 1 of Mando. What's going on in your mind as this season starts?
I can't remember what episode it was but like the first maybe episode or 2, I was like, okay, I'm following the story. It takes a second to get into it, but most pilots do.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, I think it was like episode 3. I was like, that episode didn't make the story move forward at all much, and it didn't do much in that episode.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck is this? This is not really anything's happening.
Episode 4 was the same way. By the time I got to episode 4, I was like, I don't really want to watch this episode. It's boring. I'm bored. The whole way through, I was bored.
Yeah, which we did a review on the studio channel of episodes 1 through 4, and you can see Wyatt's opinion on it at that point.
And it wasn't until at the very end when they do the Mando riff. Yeah, that I was like, oh, okay, I'm kind of excited for the next episode.
Look, I think when we start talking about the next 2 episodes, it's going to be a long conversation.
Yeah.
So before we hit that, I do want to ask our thoughts on some of these big, heavy-hitting characters that we saw in the first 4 episodes.
Well, he's not a heavy-hitting character.
Not at all.
Trejo's only in it for like 5 minutes.
But he's getting... heavy-hitting's the wrong term. Characters that show up.
Yeah, that show up.
We should acknowledge.
Sneak a peek.
But look, he's playing a pretty cool role.
Yeah, he's the trainer.
He's the trainer for what is those creatures called? I don't know. It's the creature that
it's a Rancor.
A Rancor. Mm-hmm. It's the one that Jabba the Hutt had, except this is like a baby version. That Luke Skywalker kills. And so he's the trainer to give Boba Fett his own, which is super cool. Moody teenagers. Nobody likes them.
Yeah. The Mos Vespa gang.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
The Mos Vespa biker gang.
About this little stupid side thing that they're trying to push out in this series.
Yeah.
Stop
like,
it.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Star Wars, stop it.
Yeah.
And we don't like the bikes that they're riding on.
Oh, gosh.
It's the most cheesy thing I've ever seen in Star Wars. That's like prequel level bad.
Mm-hmm.
Stop it.
I like the prequels. I like the prequels.
All right.
The prequels have better stuff than that.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. Yeah, nobody cares about the moody teenagers. This actress, she was really good in Yellow Jackets on Showtime.
Never seen it, but
that's the only thing I've seen her on. I don't like her in this.
I think if they had just taken like these 2, who are the ones who are like the primary
Get rid of their bikes.
street youths, and they were like, hey, you guys are you understand the street, you understand the streets of Mos Espa, and we need you, we would really appreciate if you came and worked for us. And we got some serious character development from these two characters, where they were given a little bit of knowledge about what's really going down in Mos Espa.
Yeah.
So that, that would have made them better characters. But so far, they've just been
hanging out and riding their dumb bikes.
Yeah.
That was a terrible chase scene.
that was the worst chase scene I've ever seen.
It was absolutely cringy all across the board. So let's go to the more like interesting ones in the first 4 episodes. So we got
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. We got the Wookiee. We got the.
See, you didn't. You said in the other episode you didn't
Tusken
like him
Raiders.
because he didn't make a Wookiee sound, but I like him as a character. I really like him as a character.
I think he's a great character.
He's a cool character.
He's basically like a gladiator.
I wanted to hear more Wookiee sounds, and he's actually been adapted from comics. He was in Star Wars comics.
So he's an OG.
And they
Star
adapted
Wars.
him into this story, which is really cool.
That is cool. I think he's awesome. I think he's a good, like, kind of badass replacement for Chewie in a Star Wars story. We all love Wookiees.
Yeah, Wookiees are the best.
Wookiees are cool. What about the Tusken Raider narrative with Boba Fett and kind of seeing the soft side to the Tusken Raider tribes?
That's cool. I really wish they had been more.
You said you enjoyed the Tusken Raider more than the political modern day side of the storytelling.
I really was. I was enjoying it, and then it's like Tusken Raiders are dead.
Yeah, because of the Syndicate.
I was whatever. I was like, all right. I wish the Tusken Raiders had put up more of a fight. I thought they were cooler than that.
No, their purpose in the story was to make Boba Fett even more of a dangerous character, and then die so that he doesn't have challengers.
I know Boba Fett's like mastered his emotions and whatnot, but he was really like, oh man, all the Tusken Raiders are dead, and I'm gonna get revenge for them, but I need to get my ship.
My ship.
I'm out here on a bintha.
My ship.
Riding around.
Slave One.
Yeah.
All right. Other question. What do you think about the cousins?
I thought they were
Jabba the
going to be
Hutt.
the big bads.
I thought so as well.
I was like, oh, sick. They're going to be the big bads.
I personally think they're coming in later.
I think they are too. I think they are manipulating the Syndicate. I think they are in control of the Syndicate.
No, I think they are supporting the Syndicate.
Okay, so they're behind the scenes.
Yeah.
No, I think the reason the Syndicate's successful is because of them. But I think ultimately
they're funding the Syndicate.
Yeah, I think they're
I
probably
can see
funding the Syndicate through some kind of an alliance, especially to take down threats like Boba Fett and his followers.
Because they very clearly want Jabba's territory.
The interesting thing about this is if you guys are keeping up with the show, by the time this episode comes out, you'll already kind of have these answers.
Yeah.
But the cool thing, we're more talking about the characters they're introducing and everything. So it's just a theory. We'll see in the next few episodes what it reveals.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess one episode. There's only 8.
Yeah.
7.
So
7.
I'm pretty sure there's only one more episode.
Yeah, that's 8.
there has to be another episode.
There's 6 right now, is there not?
There's 7.
No,
you're right. There's
6 right now,
There's
and
6
there'll
right
be
now.
one more.
So I guess 7.
5,
yeah.
6. Yeah, there's 6.
There's only one more regardless.
Okay.
So we hopefully they tell a lot. They got to pack a lot into this. But across the board, do you think these guys not as necessary?
Not as necessary.
These are kind of cool introductions to the story.
Mm-hmm.
So for Boba Fett gathering his team,
Mm-hmm.
what I would have loved to see was on the team. I would have loved to see Chrysanthemum, Mando, the pig dudes,
Okay.
Cobb Vance, the sheriff, and then
Moody teenagers.
not moody teenagers, and then there was one more. And then seeing like the trainer for his Rancor, and that's about it. That's all. If he was gonna be like, this is the family, this is the gang, I would have loved to just see them. I could care less about the street youths.
Okay, so
That is true.
let's real quickly. Boba Fett had flexed his muscle a little bit with the Rancor with all the other families that he met with. Do you think they are truly going to stay neutral like they agreed to?
Yeah.
You think they will?
Oh yeah.
They're all kind of scummy though.
Yeah, but I think what has happened in the most recent episodes is going to be what we're focusing on. Bringing in those other families, is it going to help develop the story better?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we already know developing the story is a wild one in this season.
So after episode 4, I was bored. I was not expecting anything else, except I was hoping to see some Mando.
Yeah.
Which, that's great. I'm like, maybe the Mando can refresh this series.
They gave us the idea that they would.
So they just did a whole Mandalorian episode.
We didn't see Boba Fett once.
Which they also introduced.
So they did the whole Mandalorian episode.
Yeah.
And then he builds a ship, and then at the end he meets with Fennec Shan. Then they get into the next episode, so at the end of this, he's like, "I'm gonna bring bring Grogu this chainmail."
Yeah, and he also gets an awesome ship,
and he gets a super dope ship. So
a lot of stuff happened in that episode.
Yeah. So then we get the next episode. I'm like, all right, so now that we've done the Mando episode,
which is the whole episode,
I'm like, he's going to drop off the chainmail with Luke, head back to Tatooine, and we're going to meet up with Boba Fett for some meetings.
Go back to Mando, the thing. I want to say something about that picture.
Go ahead.
Doesn't it look like he's in a bobsled?
He do kind of look bobsled.
He's in a bobsled.
Yeah.
A little shout out to Cool Runnings.
We are a bobsled team. We are from Tatooine.
Which we did see Luke Skywalker.
So yeah, and then we get into this, and we're like,
and Ahsoka.
He shows up on Tatooine, and I'm like, oh, Luke, it looks really good.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, and then we're on this planet with Luke and Grogu. We see some training, and we're like, wow, this looks great. And then we see Ahsoka. And we're like, wow, this is great.
Holy cow.
But then we're still on this planet, and then Mando leaves.
And then we're still on the planet.
And we're still on this planet.
We're
Are
like,
you good?
No.
All right.
I just keep looking at bobsled team. I don't know. I'm still back there. Move past the bobsled team.
And then I was like, all right, this is all really great. I wish I could watch it without being like, what's going on with Boba Fett?
Yeah. Seeing how the title's Book of Boba.
Yeah, I mean, I said the same thing. I really enjoyed the episode. This is not what we're supposed to get out of
the past two episodes.
It's like what?
Every motivation is based around the Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm like,
every single motivation. So the reason we have Luke, the reason we have Grogu, the reason we have Ahsoka is because Mando misses Grogu. They're developing their story in a series called The Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, why are we seeing character development for these characters that it's not about their show? We've had more character development
2 seasons.
We've had more character development for the Mandalorian in 2 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, we've literally had.
Then we have
for Boba Fett.
Four episodes for his own show.
In 2 episodes, we've only seen Boba Fett like 5 minutes.
Yeah,
no,
he wasn't in the Mando.
Not
episode,
even 5 minutes.
And then he was
the
in this episode
where the last episode where they're having the meeting.
Wasn't even 5 minutes.
We had a meeting, but all that stuff was super interesting, and I'm like,
all they did was introduce that the Mando's a part of the team.
I'm like, all right, so what's going on Tatooine?
Free of charge, by the way.
Free of charge.
Because I was like, all right, things are heating up on Tatooine. We saw Cobb Vanth at the very beginning.
With the spice. Which isn't a ripoff of, I mean, it doesn't look. What a brilliant, unique concept to bring to Star Wars.
I like that you're getting upset about this now.
I'm not upset at all. I'm saying Star Wars, how creative of them. Like, how truly creative of them in Star Wars universe to be like, yeah, there is a thing that's like in the sand that's valuable. It's called the spice.
In the sand.
It's
not from Tatooine.
Yeah, we all know it's from Arrakis.
No, it's from Colonel. The 11 herbs and spices.
Yeah,
I made that joke. Plenty of times.
We were watching the show. Cobb kicks over the box with the spice in it, and Josh goes, "It's the 11 herbs and spices." But
dip some chicken in that.
But yeah, so we saw all that, and that was all the stuff on Tatooine. We're setting up with Mando and Cobb Vanth.
So much.
and then we cut back to Luke.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, we're back with Luke and Grogu.
Yeah.
But we have to say, they're flexing their muscles. They're like, look at how good Luke looks.
He looks great.
And
It's gonna be cool if he carries him on his back.
And he says a bunch of Yoda lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do
or do not. There is no try.
Except Luke says it's like, yeah. How did he?
He said
how
it
did
very
he put it?
slow
He said,
and like.
no. He said, to quote him in his own voice, in Luke's own voice, he said like, do or do not try.
He said, you're trying too hard. Just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
But every line Luke says was a callback to something else.
And then he's running with a little baby Yoda on his
He
back.
did a flip, classic flip, same angle. Same freaking angle.
I did love seeing him use the Force to move Grogu along.
Yeah. He just pulling him up.
But also, we have to acknowledge Luke was 20 when he started Jedi training?
Yeah.
Yes.
Grogu's 50.
Grogu's freaking old.
Yeah, but
He's too old to
No,
begin the training.
he clearly said though, a lifetime for someone
For
is going to be
you,
just
yeah.
a few years.
It's a
in your
short
life.
Time for you is a lifetime for
Yeah.
someone else.
So we got a lot of that. We got a lot of Jedi stuff. Let go of your attachments and become a Jedi.
Yeah.
Which is really great.
Yeah,
but that's all. These are all awesome moments. But the biggest, most awesomest moment happened on Tatooine.
most bestest of awesomeness.
Which it did.
So we're sitting there, Josh and I, we're watching. I'm laying on the couch like this. And, we're watching Cobb call a meeting.
And you're just like, you're
then
like standing up with your hands like this.
Yeah, there's a
like,
silhouette. And I'm like,
Of someone coming towards them.
there's just you see a hazy silhouette. That was enough for me.
You knew exactly.
he's like, is that? And he like got up in his chair and like,
Yeah. We got Cad Bane, guys.
Yeah, and so I saw the silhouette. Wyatt had told me there's an important Star Wars character that's introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm looking for him. I'm like, it's not Cobb. We already seen him. Who is this person that's going to be introduced?
Yeah.
And then I saw a silhouette in the distance. I'm like, could this be? Then I saw it closer. I'm like, freaking cowboy. Then
yeah.
he looks up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is sick.
Yeah.
Look at how cool this
He looks
character is.
really cool.
With the hat, with the everything. Now let's talk about the controversy for a minute, because you told me about something that was going on online, like right after this happened.
So when I was watching the episode, I was like, all right, he's a lighter color and his mouth is high up on his face.
Like his nose middle section should be longer.
I was like, it's the length is fine. I was like, but this looks off. I was like, the mouth I think should be lower.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just a minor thing. I think he looks great. Same voice actors from the Clone Wars.
I think he looks cool.
He looks awesome.
Cool.
And then I think his teeth could have been a little bit shorter just to make it easier for the guy in the suit.
No, I think his teeth are good.
Because I think his lips moved just a little bit weird.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Nah, I'm good with it.
And then what happened? Somebody.
He kills people.
Yeah, he killed.
Oh no! Oh, you're talking about
the controversy.
So then a guy on YouTube was like, I made Cad Bane look like he did in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And it does. He looks just like he did in the Clone Wars. And then, people were like getting upset because there were people who was like, yeah, why didn't Star Wars do it this way? And then other people were like, no, they did it just fine. And so there was
what's the difference?
There was this, he's darker.
Okay.
Darker
yeah,
skin.
I get that.
You see his mouth is much lower on his face.
Length of nose, eyes are a little more squinty than those. A little less buggy than those.
It's not that big of a difference. I like this. This is a weathered version of that.
But Cad Bane is 70 years old. Of course, he's not going to be as blue as he was.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to look the same.
Yeah.
But I think it looks just fine. And there was people were getting upset. And then Screen Rant has to throw fuel on the fire because they're like, this YouTuber makes Cad Bane look way better than in The Mandalorian.
Nah.
And to give them credit, they did change that title. They said, YouTuber makes Cad Bane look like he did in the Clone Wars. So Yeah, they did change it.
But apparently everyone was upset at this guy, and everyone's upset about this.
It's a live.
Like, what do you want?
It's a live action adaptation
By the same person who made Cad
this
Bane
character,
in the
yeah.
Clone Wars.
So, but this was a big deal. You know, this was our bounty hunter for the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
I think the kids who were watching the Clone Wars became fans of the Clone Wars over like the prequel movies.
Mhm.
And so they were really loving the Clone Wars, and to see all of our favorite characters
Reemerging.
coming in
When did the Clone Wars come out?
years ago.
Yeah,
Early
so
2000s,
how old do you
right?
think the fans of the Clone Wars are? They got to be our age.
Wyatt's
Right,
age.
yeah.
Yeah,
My
our
age.
age. Because
Mid-20s.
Because we were watching it on
Yeah.
Even
was it
30s,
Disney?
possibly.
Was it Disney?
Mhm. I think it was
Yeah.
Disney. No.
What were we watching it on? Cartoon Network?
Yes, Cartoon Network.
I think we were watching it on Cartoon
You're
Network.
right, Cartoon.
I don't know.
Because Disney didn't own it then.
Mm-mm.
I mean, yeah, this is definitely like the fans.
I love this, and I love this, and I'm glad he did it. I think it's really cool to see, but I'm really liking the adaptation.
Look,
I
the
got no problem with
adaptation, I think, like
Looks
you
good.
said, there is a strong argument to say this is a very old character at this point. The skin can get faded. Like, this looks like a young version of that alien
He
race.
looks-
The
He
thing
looks
I noticed
young.
was
Yeah.
his what does he's got right here on both
so
sides.
so his arm things can do a lot of different stuff. Like he grabs Obi-Wan in one episode and goes beep, and then electrocutes him. This dude has
bounty hunters got all kinds of things.
this guy has gone up
I mean,
against
literally up his
Jedi.
sleeve.
against Jedi.
Against Jedi, he
Wow.
knows how to fight them. He's a very, very dangerous bounty hunter.
And there's like freaking a deputy thinks he's gonna
Yeah.
pull a gun on him.
And he's like, "Oh, shoot Cobb Vanth once," and then the deputy, he's like, "Bang, bang, bang,
Yeah.
bang! You are gonna die.
Yeah.
You're dead."
Yeah, he's sending a message to everybody, being like, "Don't step up to me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just do as I say." And I would say that's a strong introduction for someone who doesn't really know. I had seen the cartoon Clone Wars version of Cad Bane in pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know his name. I knew he was a bounty hunter. For some reason, I knew that. But I didn't really know anything about his character. When I saw him here, I was like, sick, awesome. I love it. I don't feel any type of way that they are changing the look because, in my opinion, they are close enough.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
this
I
isn't
thought
like
they were
a
close enough too.
This isn't like a freaking what was the movie they made that they had to change the whole guy's character?
The Justice League,
No,
Jack Snyder's
the
Justice.
fast
League.
running cartoon character with
Oh,
Sonic.
Sonic.
Look,
Yeah.
it's
Thanks,
not like
Rod.
the Sonic. This isn't a problem.
Mm-mm.
You know, Sonic was a problem for people who like Sonic. This is not a problem.
No, here's
this looks fine.
a problem is when you have something that looks like Luke in the Mando.
Yeah,
That's a problem, which they made better.
They
in
fixed.
this show. They
They
fixed that.
I would say
This isn't
it's
something you need to fix.
about 90% of the way there with Luke.
Mm-hmm.
There are only just a few words that, like, he doesn't purse his lips enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like
But
this
it is
character.
90% there with Luke. I mean, look at that.
Looks really good.
That's freaking Luke Skywalker.
I
When
like-
he's not talking, as convincing as it can be.
Can we go back to the other slide right quick?
Yeah.
Just really quick. I like this character because even though we didn't get a lot, I think he kind of walked in, made a statement, and
Established.
then walked out and didn't have to do anything. It's almost like his character was cool enough to be like, I'm older now and I could just like, I'm making my point. People need to,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
I don't care. I'm just going to shoot the
He's
sheriff.
doing the Boba Fett thing. You know, he's doing the cool bad guy bounty hunter thing where he should be feared and respected always. And so when he comes in, he does his thing and he leaves.
Which, if we're being honest, is kind of what the fans want. You know, when they're introducing Mandalorian as a cowboy bounty hunter kind of show, well, what we're looking for are characters like this.
Yeah.
We want the rattlesnake in the desert. You know what I mean? That's gonna strike the hardest and is the biggest threat. And Boba Fett's not that. Mandalorian is he's got a soft place, but he's a cool fighter. And if you didn't already think this is a cowboy film, they literally have a standoff draw.
Yeah.
Here. So there's no question, 100%, this is Star Wars Cowboys.
I like it.
Modern day Cowboys.
I want to see
2022's Cowboys.
I want to see.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want the next episode to be taken up by Cad Bane.
No.
I want the next episode to be Boba Fett and his team versus the Syndicate, and there is maybe a little bit of the episode where
he's in it.
He's like fighting Fennec Shand, or he's fighting Mando, because he has history with Fennec Shand.
But also if we're, oh my gosh, we have one more episode with Boba Fett. There's no talk of a second season for Boba Fett, but they're doing the Marvel thing where they can develop everyone's character in every person's show. Like they don't have Jon Favreau's a part of it. That's what he was doing with Marvel,
I think that Boba Fett's kind of going to be they're going to establish him as the Tatooine gangster with connections, because the Hutts, from his position, Jabba the Hutt had connections all throughout the galaxy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking our characters moving forward, Ahsoka and Mandalorian, they're going to be able to get more done because they have connections with Boba Fett.
Who's taking the
place of Jabba. And so they can be on a planet and be like, yo, I need some help. And Boba Fett can, he can reach out and get in contact with somebody.
So I think in the next episode, we're probably going to see the big showdown of these strong characters. And it's probably going to feel like Boba Fett is going to struggle his way to get this power, but he's going to get there. What I'm curious is about, they're going to develop Cad Bane a lot. I'm sure they have a lot of story to tell for him.
I don't think they need any.
Well, they don't need any. I'm not saying in this show.
Yeah.
In other people's shows, like Ahsoka that's going to come, things of that nature. They're going to develop, and maybe more Mandalorian stuff.
It would be really cool to see him interact with Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Because he fought Obi-Wan and Anakin.
I can pretty much guarantee you they're going to.
Yeah.
This character is going to interact with almost all of our favorite characters. The thing that confuses me is he is like loyal and backing the Syndicate, which according to the structure of the story aren't like a super big deal. Just on Tatooine, they're a big deal, right? That's what I'm getting the vibe for. And in order for Boba to take control, he's going to have to kill them and take over them in the next episode, in the last episode. So does that mean like they do it successfully and then he's like, oh, well, screw the Syndicate. I'm bouncing to somewhere else.
He's a hired gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a bounty hunter. They just said, we need you to go in and threaten people. If the Syndicate falls, he's like, well, I got paid up front, so...
So the important thing is they establish him as a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And then he can bounce and the Syndicate can get destroyed and he can get away with some percentage of their money.
Cad Bane is a master of getting away.
Yeah, okay.
He's gotten away way too many times.
And then I just think basically what I think, and this is theories at this point. I agree with you what you're saying. Boba Fett can become kind of like the godfather of the underworld, I think they need to establish him in the final episode as a strong individual, as a godfather-like character, and make him almost savagely scary.
So
Boba Fett.
So the big fight should be between Cad Bane and Boba Fett.
So what you're saying is we basically need like the end of The Godfather Part 1 and Part 2 and Part 3, where like it ends with Boba like taking out a whole group of people, like
kind of,
but like under the table where like all these people are dying and they're like,
and he just pulled the
clearly
strings. He just pulled strings to make
Michael
it happen.
Corleone, but
he's at an opera.
He's at the opera.
He's
having family with his.
He's at his godson's,
coronation,
christening or whatever.
Yeah. No, that's the kind of character Boba Fett needs to be, because he can't be Boba Fett as we know him going into the future.
No.
He has to become a godfather character.
Yeah, I think if he really wants to do good from a position of power, like Jabba the Hutt's position of power,
and they want to respect him as a character
in an underworld kind of way, he needs to really lay the beat down on some people.
Yeah, I think he has to lay the beat down on him.
And let's be honest, his cast of characters, aside from the Vespa riders, is brutal.
Yeah.
assassins and bounty hunters,
Well,
Freaking
gladiators,
Yeah.
I mean-
rancors.
Yeah.
like I said this when we were watching the episode when
Moody teenagers.
No, when the episode with Mando, I said, "Oh, so he's assembling a crew of bounty hunters," and you said, "Well, kind of, but not really." And he is. He has all these. He's been a bounty hunter for how many years? We saw even in the second movie where that bounty hunter lady tried to put the worms into Queen Amidala's
No, Queen Padme.
yes. Senator Padme. Yeah, she was senator at the time. Senator Padme's room.
And Anakin jumped
But
up
he
on
didn't
this.
do it. He wasn't the one who did it because I know that was Jenga, but we saw that through Jenga, and Jenga's was father. And
Yeah, Jenga. It's a sick game where you pull the blocks out and set them on top.
What do you guys think? So
Is Jenga?
did I say the wrong name?
His name's Django.
Django. Yeah.
they're prequels.
Yeah, they're prequels.
Nobody cares about prequels except for you.
And Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni cares because it's canon officially.
I think he likes to bring elements from the prequels back because they're interesting concepts.
Yeah. Interesting concept.
Yeah, no, I thought he was going to be gathering like a whole group of like bounty hunters. I thought we were going to see.
He's got connections through the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
What
You
if he
know
pays off Cad Bane to bounce?
What? And Cad Bane's just like, no, this isn't my fight. I'm
Maybe.
out.
I'm out.
I'm out. Cad Bane's like, well, I'm out.
What if Mando and Cad Bane gets beef, and all of a sudden Mando's like,
and then
I do not like him, and so he chases him down, and now they're setting up a storyline of Mando hunting Cad Bane and Cad Bane preparing for a fight.
Too cool. That's too much.
No, they can tell this story.
They could, but I don't think they will.
I think. Look, just the fact the amount of attention we have on Mando and who he is right now. He is a Mandalorian who has dishonored himself by taking off his helmet. Along the way, he's a bounty hunter.
Clearly,
with paid motivations.
No.
We saw his introduction with the sword. He's like, I can bring you
Clearly-
in cold or warm. Clearly, he doesn't have an ethic right now.
No,
except
you're right.
Mandalorian ethic.
I think they're trying to set up Boba as this Godfather type character. He's there, but he's not really doing stuff. He's not doing stuff
He's
himself.
pulling the strings.
Mandalorian is essentially what we think of as a young Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He's the bounty hunter we're really following. You know what? Here's my prediction. At the end of the episode, Mando's like, all right, well, I've done my thing. I'm going to go to Mandalore. And he gets in his ship and he flies off.
Boba Fett?
Mando.
Mandalorian's going to say, I'm going to Mandalore.
I'm going to Mandalore to cleanse myself. And then I think we're going to get a scene where Cad Bane is in the desert, or this is after the Syndicate's fallen or something, or he's on his ship and somebody's like, here's a new bounty, and it shows the Mando and he's going to go after him.
Yeah.
That would be, or it's, Luke or Grogu or something. I think he's going to, at the end.
I could see that.
At the end, I think,
if it's Grogu?
At the end, I think Cad Bane's going to get a new bounty.
I could see it.
And it's going to be Grogu.
I could see it being Grogu.
It's going to be Grogu.
And then Mando has to go and save Grogu.
That is exactly why they're setting up Luke and Grogu for this, is because they're like, what's happening with the Mandalorian?
Yeah.
How are we going to continue telling his story? It has to involve Grogu.
No, yeah.
Otherwise,
I'd
they wouldn't
agree.
have bring Grogu into the story.
That would be good.
They're going to have, it's going to be,
if this happens, people are going to think we recorded this after it came out, because they're going to be like, they knew.
Yeah, the guy, Moff Gideon. Moff Gideon wasn't killed, so he went to the Senate to get be tried for his crimes. But he's going to hire Cad Bane to get little baby Yoda back, little Grogu.
Yeah, that's right. You think Moff Gideon's going to do it?
Or yeah. I think it's going to be something like that.
And in the meantime, The reason why Mando's going to defeat Cad is with the sword. He's going to master the sword.
You think?
Is he gonna pull a?
Oh, you know what would happen? He holds on to the sword for years. And then as Baby Yoda, Grogu gets to be a master of the lightsaber because that's what he chooses, the lightsaber, not the chain, not the chain armor. Chainmail.
The Mithril? Sure.
Yeah, the Mithril. He's going to teach Mando, he's going to befriend him later and be like, this is how you use a Jedi's sword.
No, if he's going to the sacred pools underneath Mandalore, he's going to get a teaching of how to use this sword by the Mandalorian who created it in like a Jedi thing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Ooh, even better.
Clan
he learns how to use this sword. He goes and cleanses himself. Cut to X years later.
Cad Bane.
Grogu has chose the lightsaber, the way of the Jedi. Yeah. So he has to fight Mando.
Mando versus Grogu.
Mando versus Grogu.
And Mando's like, I can't do it. And Grogu's like, I have denied every personal connection. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Look. We have a lot of predictions. We have a lot of thoughts. It's strange. I just want to reiterate. Jon Favreau is a part of this. Dave Filoni's the genius behind Star Wars. Jon Favreau is the genius behind franchises. And I would say Jon Favreau, the reason why they have done something we haven't seen outside of the Marvel universe is taking a lot of stories and telling a lot of people's stories inside of some one story.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Jon Favreau move we saw in Marvel, and they're doing that to Star Wars as well. And they're setting the expectation with the Book of Boba Fett. They kind of did it mildly when they brought Ahsoka into The Mandalorian, but they're doing it hardcore now where they're like, we don't have to stay on the same character for 7 episodes, you know?
Well, I mean, at this point, they could bring characters from Rebels in.
Mm-hmm.
They could.
You know, we could see Sabine Wren.
Yeah, they could do any of that.
She's a Mandalorian.
Who came up with these names? Cad Bane, Cream Egg, and Bean, Mr. Bean.
Dune franchise.
We've already seen them. We've already seen like Bo-Katan. She was in Rebels. We've seen a bunch of characters. So the way Rebels ended, we could absolutely see those characters in The Mandalorian.
Absolutely.
We could. Or we couldn't.
I think it's super interesting that they have Dave Filoni and I guess Disney people who are wanting to create this. I'm super glad and interested that they chose a character like a Mandalorian, similar to Boba Fett. The look of him is recognizable to continue the Star Wars story, as opposed to just being like
another Skywalker
Jedi story.
Yeah,
although we are looking
let's
at
take
Skywalker because Luke's still here in the picture.
But it's not about him.
It's not about Luke.
It's not even really about Grogu. It's about the Mandalorian.
Yeah, the only Jedi we're gonna get in depth on is Ahsoka. It seems like, and that's
not
cool.
even a Jedi, really.
Not really. She's like a rogue person with Jedi skills. But the cool thing about it is there's so much cool stuff to explore in the Star Wars universe, and we've always just hung out with the Jedi and the Sith, and it's like, why don't we explore more? And that's what they're doing. You know?
If we're getting a Godfather thing, what is Jon Favreau? What do you think his heritage is? I don't know. He's
Italian.
He's Italian.
I would say so.
I wanted to see a little bit more of Boba Fett sitting on the chair, and you got the Godfather music behind him. And he's
We
like,
might see that.
yeah.
Why don't we do that? Oh, let's make a short.
Yeah.
Let's make a short. Yeah, you just get a screen recording of him sitting down on the chair and just put the Godfather music behind it and put it on Instagram.
Boba Fett's like, you come to me here in my palace, and you don't bring me any tribute.
Look, I think the cool thing we skimmed over, the ship is sick.
Yeah.
I don't know how they did it, but you know the love that car people have for these powerful engines like classic Corvettes or classic Mustangs that just go and feels powerful, and they're always saying things like, you got to drive it like it's a fast car, you know? You can't drive it like a regular car. They really captured that feel for this ship on screen with how it shakes. If he's just slowly moving along, it feels unstable, but when he opens it up and it's moving, it feels like that's the life. Like, it's supposed to move fast and never stop moving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's a
He go
great
fast.
callback.
Zoom.
It's a great callback to the first
originals.
movie.
And this is why
We got
Dave
that
Filoni, he's
Need
perfecting things
for
from
Speed.
the prequels.
And I'm sure the nerds are like, this is actually the one that Anakin drove.
you could tell because
You
of
can
the
tell
marking.
when he
There's-
flips a switch, it's got the same scratches.
Yeah, there's star damage.
Yeah, there's damage, and you can see where the ship got hit in that battle.
Also,
you
can see
make
that
fun of
there's-
nerds like this, but you would be the guy that's doing that.
Also, there,
I'm allowed to do
R2 was
that.
the one that had stood back there, right?
Yeah.
It's like also R2. If you've studied the dimensions of the R2 bot, and then you compare it to the size of the Mandalorian and know what his
I think
size
it's
is
pretty
compared to
uniform,
Anakin,
though.
You could know that pit for the R2,
The astromech.
the astromech, yeah, it's perfect for the dimensions of R2.
Well, it's like, you could clearly see in the most recent episode of The Mandalorian when he lands on the planet, R2 turns and looks at that cockpit. Like he's been there before.
He's like,
R2 looks at it, he's like, I've been there before. Because R2 was in the ship with Anakin.
Mhm.
We all remember it.
yeah, and droids have memory chips.
But here's the thing.
They remember things.
Why would they put that dome on there?
I think they just didn't take it off.
She's like, I know you don't like the droid, so I put a dome on there. Unless that's like a little spot for Grogu to sit. And he's like,
I
Oh
could
my
see that.
God.
I could
Come
see
on.
that. I could
I've
see
been
that.
imagining that. You got Mando driving and Grogu's in the little dome.
That's so
Come
cute.
on, man.
So cute. I think it's cool. I think that should be acknowledged. They really captured it well on screen.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff to look forward to.
Oh, so much stuff in the Star Wars universe. And like I said on the reaction that we did to the first four episodes, chapters, I think Disney is the worst and best thing that ever happened to Star Wars.
Well, I mean, you can clearly tell. The first 4 episodes, I'm like, blech.
Yeah.
And now I'm excited for the show with the most recent episodes.
Yeah.
And you know who directed the most recent one? It was Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni did the most recent one. He's done like all my favorite episodes of the shows.
Pretty much across the board. So before we get to our final thought, Joshua has a terrible tier list. Vote. Applicant. I don't know. Basically just want to say, check out the Midnight Special. It comes out on Friday night at 10 p.m. on Spotify and other audio podcasts, as well as the video version on the Patreon. If you pay $10 a month under the $10 tier, you can get the video version of the Midnight Special a week early every single week. All right.
Are we doing it right now?
Terrible tier.
So I had a couple things, and we'll probably get to the other ones. But this is my terrible tier list because everybody hated the Zack Snyder cut. I'm specifically bringing up that because he said it was going to be great. The Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. Yeah.
You're making a bad. Everybody didn't hate this movie. Everybody raves over this.
The Zack Snyder one.
This one, yeah.
Not the other Justice League.
The old one, the one that came out a couple years ago. That Warner Brothers cut with Joss Whedon, that's the one everybody hates.
This is the one I hate.
Everybody's like, this is a great improvement on, and it did improve.
Well, it doesn't matter what you think or what anybody thinks because this is my pick.
This is your pick, and
also the other one didn't come out in 2021.
Of 2021, this is one of the worst movies. I think. I agree. It did some great things like change Steppenwolf, but he was the only thing that looked great.
Yeah.
All the other CG was still bad.
I don't know how you can get it so bad.
Yeah, and
after last week's where we saw Dynamo Dream, after seeing what one guy can do, and then compare it to this, and it's like, oh, you have a lot of people, a lot of money behind this, and this is what you come up with.
And then I didn't care for the color correcting. Martian Manhunter looked terrible.
3:4 aspect ratio.
Yeah, that's great if you're friggin'
4:3.
If you're Wes Anderson.
No, I'm not a fan of it, period.
If you're Wes Anderson, sure.
No, I'm not a fan of it.
It's a better filming style for him.
Who done it?
Yeah, but when
the thing is, Wes has reasons because he cuts away from it.
Because he switched to anamorphic, he does other things with the camera. This didn't do that.
It's just like, I want it to look different than the other one.
Yeah.
So let's shoot something that's meant for theaters, it wasn't meant for theaters, it was meant for HBO Max, but meant to be watched in cinema form on.
Yeah.
Why don't you just make it 16:9 so it's at least covering the screen of the people at home?
I got nothing
Instead,
for you.
he's like, let's put it 3x4. You talk about your reasons why you elected this film.
I mean, you basically guys covered them for me. Since
Well,
you
any
guys
other
said
thoughts
them.
that we didn't say that you had?
4-hour runtime.
Yeah, it was
You guys.
long. The animation in this was poo. It was terrible. I'm specifically thinking of the what is Wonder Woman? She's Amazon, and the scenes with them, they weren't great.
Yeah.
And then
weren't great.
What do you mean by she
this
was
is gonna
Amazon?
make it. The Amazonians.
Oh, you mean where
Their
her
scene.
character's from?
Yeah,
Themyscira,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, their spot. It was
I didn't
terrible.
know. You said she's Amazon, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, she's an Amazonian.
I know, but that doesn't. I didn't get any context.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Finish what you're saying.
Well, I was just gonna say, I know this is gonna make Wyatt upset because this was the only thing that he really liked out of this movie.
Was the Flash scene.
The Flash scene, and it just watching the Flash scene, I didn't have a problem with it. But you said that it was like the only thing you really liked in it, and it wasn't a bad scene. But I think we've seen it before with X-Men stuff.
Yeah.
We've seen that before.
Exactly.
Why?
So why cut
Why
out why cut out a scene that people historically love seeing? We loved seeing it in X-Men. Both times it was in the X-Men
Yeah, but
movies.
this is DC.
And it
They're
was
copying Marvel now.
that's great, but it was a beautiful scene.
Yeah, but they're copying Marvel.
Everything from his shoes breaking apart to he touches the glass and it ripples.
Yeah, but they're
and
copying
breaks.
Marvel. That's what Marvel was the first one to do that.
You don't understand the relationship. They always copy each other. It's
Yeah.
been this way for years. It was a great scene, and I think it should have been in the original movie. The things I liked about Justice League were that scene and Steppenwolf.
Oh.
And that's about it. I loved
didn't-
the way Steppenwolf looked. His armor was amazing.
I
He
thought
looked incredible.
I mean, this is the same as the other Justice League. The only thing I loved is Jason tattooed half in the water, half out,
Mm-hmm.
turning and looking.
Yeah.
You know, I love those piercing eyes of Jason Momoa.
Is that all we got?
That's it. So to cover 3 weeks of terrible tier list, Reminiscence, The Tomorrow War, Zack Snyder's Justice League. These
Yeah.
are the terrible tier list for 2021. We will, throughout this whole season, give you a whole list of movies that you should not watch from last year.
We're just gonna name every movie they made last year.
Thank you guys for...
I don't think Dune's going to be on this list.
No, dude, we'll come very
Maybe.
close. It's not allowed.
If I put it on my list,
Yeah.
because I can put whatever I want.
If you put it
No,
on the
we'll
terrible
veto
tier
it.
list,
We will veto it.
actually veto it.
Yeah. No, if there's actually something good that we know is good and you try to pull a fast one, we're vetoing
You're
it.
like, actually, I
it's
didn't
my
like
pick.
it.
No, Joshua,
because-
think of this. Terrible tier lists are literally movies that we're saying you should not watch it.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad. It's not like
We'll
there
see.
are bad things about it.
We'll
It's
see what's
the
in
whole
on-
movie
what's on
should
the
not
movie.
be watched or
Josh will
it's
be
wasted
like,
your time.
Josh will agree with you on a movie. He'll be like, yeah, no, yeah.
And then put it on his
And then
list because you're like,
secretly,
I didn't like
and then
us seeing it.
secretly he'll be like, I actually had these many issues with the movie.
So
Yes,
it's
yes.
essentially a trash
So
movie.
it's a trash movie.
Yes.
No, that's
we'll
not
see.
how it works.
We'll see if it's on my list.
Look.
Come back and maybe you'll see it.
Thank you guys for watching. If you're not already subscribed to the YouTube, if that's where you watch, subscribe to the channel there.
Mhm.
If you prefer Spotify, you can follow us there and leave a rating if that's where you listen, because Spotify allows people who listen to rate a podcast. Please give us a 5 stars. We would love that. And if you listen, if you don't see us, but you listen on Apple Podcast, we love you guys too. Leave us a rating on Apple Podcasts. Let us know you're there. If you don't, we'll never know, because that's the only way for Apple Podcasts to communicate with you. You leave us a rating. Either way, we love you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next time. You're not putting Dune on the list. I don't care what you say.
Maybe.
No, there's
We'll see.
nothing. There's nothing
We'll see.
good that
You don't
put
even
on
have
the
a
list.
reason.
We'll see.
You have no. It's like the say you didn't even really have a reason for the Flash thing.
No, I do have a reason.
What's your reason? Because they copied Marvel. That's not a reason.
You just don't like it because I'm hating on the thing you like.
I don't like for you to hate on something with no reason.
Look, there's a big difference between there's bad stuff in a movie and the whole movie's not worth watching.
We'll see.
Don't say we'll see.
You still haven't given me a concrete reason
Because
that's
it's
a
not
bad
on my
scene.
list yet. It's not on my list yet.
No, I'm talking about The Flash. Why is it a bad scene? It's the
No,
best.
I didn't say that the scene ultimately was bad, but I said we've seen this before with Marvel, and why are we seeing something that we've seen again?
You said
I
X-Men.
said at the beginning.
Because it's a super speed character. We want to see them using their super speed.
Still the
but
Flash.
like slow with the music in the background, basically